Welcome to the program, everybody. It's the Livin Life and Style Daily Travel Update for March 20th, 2025, the first day of spring. Yay. I turned down my monitoring speaker because it was bleeding in. Anyways, it is March 20th, 2025. We have some things to go over today. It's like I said, first day of spring. I had such an overwhelming response to my birthday. Thank you to everybody who took even a fraction of a minute of time out of their day to wish me a happy birthday. I greatly appreciate it. If you want to do a guy a major solid, please go out to the Livin Life and Style YouTube channel and subscribe. That, and you can also go to the Rumble channel, the Livin Life and Style Rumble channel, and subscribe there as well. It would be great. I would love to have you help me build up that subscription base. It's free to subscribe. It's just click the button, you're subscribed. It just will give you notifications and let you know when my videos are posted and when I go live. And all of that goes to help me grow the show. So if you could do that, that would be great. The Livin Life and Style Daily Travel Update is brought to you by Livin Life and Style Travel. That is a full service travel agency. They can help you with everything from your personal leisure vacation travel all the way up to group travel and including business travel, whatever kind of travel assistance you may need, they can help you with. So, what is on the docket for today? Well, as per the usual arrangement, I am going to get this kicked off with the daily weather report. And whose weather are we comparing to Kansas City today? It's Jamaica. I'm not going to do the whole Jamaica, man. No. I love the Jamaican accent, and I know that I do it poorly. Therefore, will not be doing a Jamaican accent for this weather forecast. But we're focusing on Montego Bay. So Montego Bay is our place for this weather forecast. Right there. You see it, blue dot. That is where we're going to focus our weather forecast today. Why Montego Bay, you ask? Well, we will reveal why Montego Bay was our choice here in just a minute. But first, we're going to do the weather forecast. Travel enthusiasts, today on the Livin Life and Style Daily Travel Update, we're comparing the climates you're comparing Jamaica to Kansas City. So what's it going on? What's it like in Jamaica on March 20th, 2025? Well, expect partly cloudy skies with a high of 85 degrees. Oh, 85 sounds wonderful. And a low of 70. Hell, I wish we could get to a high of 70 today, but I don't think that's going to happen here in Kansas City. We will tell you in just a minute. Yeah, a low of 70. It will feel as high as 87 degrees, and the low may only feel as low as 72 due to the humidity in Jamaica. I could go for a little humidity, and usually I hate humidity, but I could go for a little humidity today. Winds will be blowing from the northeast at 19 miles per hour. The UV index will be extreme. So if you're in Jamaica today or starting your trip, make sure you have packed your sunscreen. The 7-day forecast through Saturday, cloudy highs and around 85 degrees with lows around 73 on Sunday. You'll have some scattered showers, high of 85, low of 76. Monday through Wednesday, scattered thunderstorms, highs of around 86, lows of around 74. And, Monday, then staying around 76 until Wednesday. So it looks like you might have a little bit of weather coming out of the weekend into the beginning of next week. But it sounds like basic Caribbean island weather. Nice, warm weather with some pop-up thunderstorms here and there. And, pretty much an opportunity to maybe get rained on at any given moment. So what are we dealing with in Kansas City? Would we rather be in Montego Bay? Just a spoiler alert. Yes, we would rather be in Montego Bay. Because today in Kansas City, you can expect sunny skies with a high of 54 and a low of 39 degrees. I think we've already hit that low, though, so that's good news. It will feel as high as 49. What? It just said the high is going to be 54, but it's only going to feel as high as 49? That sucks ass. And the low will be as low as 33 due to the wind chill. Winds will be blowing from the west at 11 miles per hour, and the UV index will be moderate, so you don't need sunscreen here. But you don't need to worry about sun exposure because you'll probably be wearing a coat or a jacket at the very least, right? I mean, there's always the crazy Midwest guy out there who wears shorts all year round. Mike, I'm talking to you. If you're listening, Mike, I'm talking about you. Always wearing the shorts. It doesn't matter if it's 12 degrees outside. But that's the way us Midwesterners do it. The 7-day forecast here in Kansas City today, sunny, high of 54, like I said, low of 39. Tomorrow through Tuesday, cloudy, highs will be around 66. Tomorrow through Saturday, around 65 on Sunday, then around 65 again on Monday. After that, highs will be around 68 degrees, lows will be around 36. Tomorrow, around 51 degrees on Saturday, and then stay around 42 degrees until Tuesday, where the lows will be. Wednesday will be mostly sunny with a high of 70 and a low of 45. It's early spring. We're still going to have those crisp mornings and warming up to beautiful afternoons. That's why I love spring in the Midwest. So, if you're on your way to Montego Bay, enjoy. It looks like you have a very favorable weather forecast for you heading into your vacation. So there you go. There's the weather forecast for the Livin Life and Style Daily Travel Update for March 20th, 2025. So why, oh why, is Montego Bay the choice and the vacation destination city of the day? Well, it's because we have this article from the Insider Travel Report. Has Sandals Resorts really been put up for sale? This would be kind of a big thing in the travel industry. James Shillinglaw, always coming strong with the Insider Travel Report. He is a constant source of information for us here at the Livin Life and Style Daily Travel Update. We appreciate all of his reporting. James writes, Sandals Resorts International, an operator of all-inclusive couples and family resorts around the Caribbean, is restarting efforts to sell itself after years of family infighting following the death of its founder, Gordon "Butch" Stewart. According to a report in the Wall Street Journal, quote, Sandals Resorts does not comment on speculation, end quote, said a Sandals spokesperson when asked about the Wall Street Journal report. In our insider video interview with Adam Stewart, current executive chairman of SRI, last October, Stewart said he was intent on owning, operating, and expanding Sandals and Beaches Resorts as a Caribbean and family-owned entity. Stewart took over the company 4 years ago after the death of his father, Butch Stewart. Adam Stewart staged a major Jamaica Love event last fall where he set out his plans to expand the company. And earlier this month, he was in New York to launch a new advertising campaign promoting Sandals. The Wall Street Journal reported that Sandals could fetch between $6 and $7 billion, though valuation and expectations could still change. It is also possible. It also is possible Sandals will decide not to pursue a sale, the Wall Street Journal said. Sandals is working with bankers on the sale process, which could draw interest from other big hotel owners and private equity suitors. Sandals reportedly explored a sale around 2019, but those efforts fizzled out once the COVID-19 pandemic struck, the Wall Street Journal reported. Sandals was founded in 1981 by Butch Stewart, who died in 2021. The resort chain has properties across Jamaica, the Bahamas, St. Lucia, Grenada, Barbados, Antigua, Curacao, and the Turks and Caicos. Adam Stewart has worked to expand the resort chain even more, opening new and renovated properties in Curacao, St. Vincent, and Jamaica. According to the Wall Street Journal, legal filings show that Butch Stewart's common-law wife has contested her late husband's will and intent, while other family members continue to fight over who will get what from his estate. Family squabbling is awful, especially when it comes to inheritance. It's awful. Major hotel chains have been building up their all-inclusive resort offerings as feeders for their frequent stay programs. Hyatt Hotels earlier this year agreed to acquire all-inclusive resort operator Playa Hotels and Resorts for roughly $2.6 billion. Hyatt 4 years ago acquired Apple Leisure Group along with its AM Resorts all-inclusive resort unit, giving it the largest collection of all-inclusive resorts in the world. Other hotel companies like Hilton and Marriott International also have been very busy opening up all-inclusive resorts. Presumably, one of those large hotel chains could be a candidate to buy Sandals. That is interesting. Yes, those major hotel chains have started, because like all of the all-inclusive resorts are very rarely are they a major hotel chain until just recently. And that started with Hyatt, and then Hilton has also been doing the same, and Marriott's getting into the action as well. So to see one of those buy up Sandals, I mean, Sandals very much has a brand loyalty. We kind of talked about it with Southwest Airlines, with them changing their bags fly free sort of deal. And Sandals very much has a similar sort of following, right? And the quality of the brand is really based around the identity of Sandals. It's not to say that one of those major hotel chains couldn't come in and maintain that brand identity of Sandals, but oftentimes when a big corporation comes into something like that, especially something that was at one point, that has been a family-run business, a lot of the times you might find that corporate entity kind of just scrubs over that family business feel, and they move more towards efficiencies and all of the things corporations do to to make more money, because that's what corporations are designed to do. Very interesting. It'll be interesting to keep an eye on this. Sandals is a fantastic product, and I can't wait to get to go and experience one at the end of the day. So, all right, next up on our list today, everyday items you didn't know are banned on Amtrak. Now, I've just started doing Amtrak vacations with Livin Life and Style Travel, and I've been like wildly impressed with the product that Amtrak Vacations has to offer, right? Especially, as a person from Missouri, and the most common rail experience that you get in Missouri is taking the train, the 3 to 4 hour train ride from Kansas City to St. Louis. And it's less than appealing. I got to be honest. No offense, Amtrak, but the quick run from St. Louis to Kansas City and back is not one of your greatest selling points. However, as I've become a specialist with Livin Life and Style for Amtrak, some of these trips are really phenomenal, including excellent hotel stays. They include city tours and city ventures and things to go do. Um, you know, plus on these longer designed vacation runs, as opposed to more of a commuter run, which is really what's going on with the trip from St. Louis to Kansas City. With a lot of these, um, they're on really nice trains, and you're going to see stuff that you're just not going to be able to see any other way as you cross the country. So let's find out what everyday items you should not be bringing on your Amtrak vacation, because those things are banned. This article comes to us off of theislands.com. It's from Jenna Bush. It was released yesterday. We all know what yesterday was. That's right. It was my birthday. I'm not going to let you forget. It's okay. It's okay. Traveling on Amtrak trains is a great way to see the country, whether you're hopping on the superfast Acela or taking America's longest train ride through some breathtaking scenery. You don't have to bother with renting or parking a car, dealing with traffic, or the stresses of the airport. Plus, you can get up and stretch your legs almost any time. However, there are some items that you can't bring along on an Amtrak train, and many of them might surprise you. We're not talking about the fact that more obvious things like firearms, ammunition, and archery equipment are only allowed in checked baggage, or that dangerous chemicals like bleach, tear gas, fireworks, and illegal substances aren't allowed at all. We're not even talking about sharp objects like swords and knives. Though sheathed weapons can be checked, you don't have to give up your Renaissance or fantasy reenactment trip. We mean household items like silverware and seafood. Seafood's a household item? Interesting. Including fish you caught on your trip. Well, okay. I guess if you caught fish on your trip, then you might want to bring your seafood back with you. That's weird still. In fact, perishable food is one of the categories that may surprise you in terms of what can and cannot be taken on an Amtrak train. You can, of course, bring small amounts of food with you to consume on the journey, but other food cannot be taken. It makes sense, especially on long haul trips. Things that can rot should be in the baggage compartment or on the train, or shouldn't be. They shouldn't be in those places. If they can rot, they shouldn't be in the baggage compartment or on the train. Ooh, that would be so bad if you had something rotting in the baggage compartment. Then when you got to your destination, they opened up the bottom of the train to give you your luggage, and like you just kill everybody with the awful rank scent of whatever horrible thing you brought on board that rotted in your bag. Oof, that would be awful. That would definitely be awful. One thing to note is that you can only consume food you brought in your seat and sleeping car or on the upper level of the Superliner sightseer lounges. If you're eating in the dining and lounge cars, you may only eat what you purchase. The same goes for alcohol. Unusual restrictions on Amtrak trains, from household items to pets. If you love to travel with your pet, you may want to consult Amtrak's rules before booking. Service animals are allowed on all trains with some restrictions. However, comfort animals are not permitted, and you cannot bring any animals at all on certain Canadian lines. Some trains will allow animals, only cats and dogs, on trips up to 7 hours, but only if the pet and their carrier combined weigh up to 20 pounds. And you also have to buy them a ticket. So that's going to be a limited selection of pets if the carrier and the pet combined can only be 20 pounds. Passengers are also prohibited from bringing dumbbells and hand weights aboard the train. If you like to exercise while traveling, it may be worth looking into water weights, like this Darius water-filled training dumbbell. Okay. Which can be emptied before your trip. There are restrictions on other sporting goods as well, like martial arts equipment, including nunchucks. Yeah, I'm sure bringing nunchucks along in the train is probably not allowed. However, you may be surprised to learn that scooters, hoverboards, and one-wheel skateboards are not allowed either. No, I'm not surprised to learn that. I mean, I would figure you can probably check them in your bag if you can, but I'm pretty sure they're not going to let you just hoverboard around the train. Some people, you know, just common sense is lost on so many people. Standard sized bikes are permitted if you check them, but you cannot bring gas powered bikes, scooters, or other vehicles on the train at all. The household items restrictions may be the high bleh, 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 bleh. The household items restrictions may be the strangest by far. This category includes artwork, antiques, appliances, power tools, TVs, and the aforementioned silverware. There can be high priced items, and while you can pack things like jewelry, money, credit cards, and electronic equipment in your carry on, Amtrak accepts no liability for theft or damage for these possibly high priced items. With all that said, if there is something very particular you want to bring, it's worth contacting Amtrak directly to ask if an exception can be made. You can bring strollers and baby items up to 50 pounds, but remember that while children are allowed in the Amtrak quiet car, you should probably keep them out of it. If you have well behaved children, you probably won't have a problem. If you don't have well behaved children, even if you have well behaved children, you're probably going to get an outburst every once in a while because kids are just kids. But if you have not well behaved children, yeah, probably I'll just stay away. You know your children, man. I'm not passing judgments. I'm just saying, just letting you know. When everybody, oh crap, wrong button. Bloom. I don't care. No, get off my screen. So now you know about the strange things that, if you're going to be wanting to bring strange things onto your Amtrak vacation, check with your travel advisor first. Check with Amtrak first. One or the other. One or the other. All right. All right. What order did I do this in? Let me see. Tell me. Okay, that was the order. I didn't want to mix up the order here. Whoa, what happened? I thought I was streaming on Rumble. Suddenly I'm not streaming on Rumble. That's weird. Okay. Well, we're safe. All right. I don't know. Maybe we are, maybe we aren't. It says we are, but whatever. I don't know. All right. Next up, we're going to go to one of my favorite travel suppliers. One of my favorite travel suppliers in the travel industry. We're talking about Virgin. Richard Branson is growing his empire of ultra exclusive properties. Just don't call them luxury. This is from the Rob Report and Heidi Mitchell. Branson is expanding his experience-focused Virgin Limited Edition portfolio. Can I just say words normally? The properties are resplendent, but the billionaire shudders at the L word. Dude, Richard Branson is living his best life. That's just 100% true. It is impossible to ignore Sir Richard Branson. He whizzes past me rocking his signature blonde mane on his way back down the Ferris Atlas Mountains, and I'm still wheezing up to the turnaround, wishing I'd chosen an e-bike on our 30-mile ride. The 74-year-old billionaire moves quickly. He's here in Morocco for the opening of his 20-year-old, or for the opening party of his 20-year-old 42-room Casbah Tamadat Resort, about an hour south of Marrakesh. which has been rebuilt after the devastating earthquake of September 2023. But for a guy who lives on a private island, kite surfs with Barack Obama, and unearths new properties primarily by circumnavigating the planet via hot air balloon, Sir Richard is surprisingly egalitarian. This is what makes his Virgin Voyages ships so amazing. I love people, he says over lunch, before asking the guy next to me if he's going to finish his branzino. No? Okay. Move that plate over here, he says, before scarfing the filet down. Wonderful. During the meal, the sun is high over the Atlas. The sounds of Berber music echoes across the valley, and Branson has some big ideas. The conversation floats from the war in Ukraine. He's working with Zelensky on permanent funding, to the Hamas-Israel war. I have an organization with an idea for a two-state solution, but with a twist, he reveals. He talks about his son's band, his sister's chic Casbah, the historic Cades Palace, El Fen in Marrakesh, his beloved mother's philanthropy, and the lessons she passed on to him before passing in 2021. We're just trying to be proper citizens in the places where we own property, Branson says between bites. At the Casbah, that means hiring only Moroccans, from the manager down, and keeping them all employed during the pandemic and the earthquake and its aftermath. Through his Eve Branson Foundation, created by and named for his late mother, he and his family built a new primary school in the village of Imi Uglad, which now seats 140 students. A textile shop sells rugs made on site by female villagers, and a woodshop supports young men, all learning and practicing ancient skills. From the town of Asni up to the Casbah, the road is now littered with EBF trash cans, their mere presence instilling a newfound cleanliness and pride of place in the Tamadat area. He's always a very conscious person. He's conscious about everything going on around him. I don't even necessarily have to agree with all of his ideas. Don't care. Not important. He's a thoughtful, well thought out person who's trying to do good things for the world. That's why I like him, and that's why I like his products. I was thinking, quote, how my mum is now a rubbish bin, and that she'd smile at that, end quote, he says with a Cheshire grin. He's got a soft spot for family. This dyslexic kid from London turned self-made billionaire is still married to Joan, whom he met when he was just 25. His daughter, Holly, a trained medical doctor, recently took a leadership position atop Virgin's philanthropic endeavors, while his son, Sam, is on the hunt for new properties to add to the Virgin portfolio when he's not gigging with his band. Man, that's just the Berber tents and the revamped Casbah Tamadat Resort are spectacular. Look at that. That's awesome. What a hotel room. That is insane. But now, in his later years, he's thinking about legacy and the future of his sprawling, privately held business, Virgin Group, which now includes an airline, a fitness center, a space exploration company, a cellular provider, trains, cruise ships, wines, music, nonprofits, and, of course, hotels. Quote, we'll keep the business in the family, but the money that comes out of it will go toward other stuff, end quote, he says. By other stuff, he means the Branson family's catch-all nonprofit, Virgin Unite, which works with partners around the world to tackle seemingly impossible problems, from climate change to ocean health to criminal justice reform. Groups like the Elders, the Carbon War Room, Human at Work, Audacious Ideas, and his mother's EBF deploy Virgin money and human capital to make meaningful change locally and globally. If you lose your reputation, you lose all you've got, he declares. In Branson's telling, his job is to create and grow companies that provide a net benefit to the world we inhabit. It's why he rebuilt Casbah Tamadat to be better. With the new tents are stunning, without prohibitively raising rates, while expanding preschool across the ravine from the Casbah after the earthquake. It's why he doesn't view his Virgin Limited Edition group of experiential retreats as luxury properties, but as experiences to enhance a life well lived. Experiences to enhance a life well lived. That is also why Livin Life and Style is around. That's exactly what Livin Life and Style is like. That just sums it up perfectly right there. Experiences to enhance a life well lived. It's not about it being luxury, so to speak. And that's why Virgin Voyages is, one of Livin Life and Style's favorite suppliers. To be perfectly honest, I don't know. I don't think about luxury, he says. We just look for places in the world that are completely unspoiled and completely unique and completely special. And they are rare. In 2023, VLE welcomed Mallorca's Sun Banyola into the portfolio of 9 distinctive properties. Finch Hattons in Kenya was added last year. For 2 decades, Branson had been dead set on restoring the 16th century finca that sits on the historic 810-acre estate set along 3 miles of untouched coastline and backdropped by the vast Tramontana, that's what I'm going with, Tramontana mountain range. He'd acquired the land in the mid 1990s, sold it in 2002, bought it back in 2015, and finally, when the bureaucrat who stood in his way retired, he used his signature speed to rebuild the 27-bedroom retreat. There aren't many places in the world that you can go where there is no light pollution, where you can sit looking at the stars, where there are not a lot of people, where the food is exquisite. This is true. This is very true. In that way, it shares many characteristics with Necker Island, Branson's official residence in the British Virgin Islands. He purchased the 74-acre private island in 1978 for less than $1 million in today's money, transforming it into one of the first VLE properties when he opened his home to buy out visitors in 2000. More recently, he's allowed for individual room rentals during peak seasons, thus welcoming almost regular folks to that pristine Caribbean escape, which also happens to be a successful lemur refuge. Okay, you can rent rooms at Richard Branson's private estate. Bucket list, just put it on. Put it on the bucket list. Me and the wife are going to make that happen someday. But perhaps ironically, VLE's growth has been purposefully slow. The collection encompasses 5 properties on the African continent, including Ulusaba and Sabi Sands, another in the BVIs, a chalet in Verbier, and now Son Bunyola. Quote, the way I look at it is Virgin Hotels is a hard brand. Each one's design is inspired by each destination, but you know you're in a Virgin Hotel, end quote, says James Birmingham as CEO of the Virgin Hotels collection, which includes 8 properties in America and the UK. VLE, on the other hand, is a house of brands where you have 9 extraordinary retreats that are uniquely different from each other, but brought together through what we call the red thread. A focus on sustainability, community engagement, giving guests the opportunity to enjoy the best of the location, heartfelt service, and super luxury, but delivered in a very comfortable way, end quote. That seems less like a marketing plan and more of a reflection on the way Branson lives his life. Like when he says that he'll stay wherever, when he goes to the Serengeti next week with his son and nephew to check out a potential new property, somehow I believe him. Quote, we are trying to create the absolute best in everything we do. And if people think it's luxurious, then that's fine. And Branson says, but we would not do the sort of pretentious luxury that some hotels do, which is superficial luxury, in my opinion, end quote. Look, like I said, I don't have to agree with everything Richard Branson does in life or all the opinions he holds, to think that he is a good person doing good things with his product and brands. It's very inspiring, and it's just it's fantastic. So I highly encourage everybody, especially if you want to go on a cruise and you're only going to have adults with you, you definitely need to check out Virgin Voyages, and I definitely need to check out, and I will come back eventually and tell you that you need to check out these VLE properties that Richard Branson has around the world, because I am quite certain they are phenomenal. And I do mean phenomenal. So that leads me into my last article of the day, and I'm going to have to hustle through it because we've got 2025's most anticipated hotel openings across the globe. Let's see how we put this list together. Islands curated its list of most anticipated 2025 hotel openings using announcements and press coverage. To make the cut, a pick had to fall into one of two categories: a renowned brand entering a new market, like One and Only's first U.S. opening, or a boutique hotel offering a standout concept and location, such as the Oberoi's Wildlife Resort and a Tiger Reserve. Well, that sounds freaking amazing. So, what do we got? Let's go to the top and kick this puppy off. Oh, the top's way up here. All right, we're going to have to hustle because I'm into the back half of my hour. All right, so 2025's most anticipated hotel openings across the globe. This article on theislands.com from Fiona Chandra was released earlier this morning. While new hotels seem to pop up all the time, 2025 holds some particularly exciting debuts for travelers. Well-known and ultra-luxury brands plan to spread their wings to new markets, while boutique properties have chosen to call exclusive remote destinations home. You can expect offerings ranging from beachfront resorts to stylish stays in vibrant metropolitan cities around the globe. Whether you prefer glamping for outdoor exploration and wildlife encounters, or checking into hotels known for their extravagance and Instagram-worthy environs, 2025 has something new for you. Hotel openings serve as excellent sparks for travel inspiration, whether you want a fresh idea for a new destination or already have plans to head to these areas. This list will help kickstart the planning process. From carbon-neutral accommodations to tranquil beach retreats, these 2025 hotel openings have generated the most buzz thanks to factors like brand reputation and unique locations. All right. So the first on the list here is Few and Far Luvhondo, Waterport, South Africa. Opened in January of this year, 2025. That is a pretty cool looking area there for a hotel, I got to admit. The founders of an upscale outdoor accommodation brand, Under Canvas, created the carbon-neutral travel company Few and Far, which opened its first eco lodge, Luvhondo, in early 2025. In fact, the resort has a carbon sequestration project on property, making it carbon negative. Tucked into the Soutspansberg Mountains of Limpopo, South Africa, the property offers only 6 cliffside suites spaced out so that each boasts plenty of privacy. Each suite comes with air conditioning, a spacious deck, and a private plunge pool. Interesting. At Few and Far Luvhondo, wildlife plays a central role. Each party will get their own private guided safari when they stay at the property. The hotel also features a solar-powered cable car scheduled to open in May, cheekily named the Solfari, which allows guests to observe the wildlife animals from the air. Quote, "We wanted to reimagine the safari experience in a way that was clean, green, left a minimal footprint, and could allow guests to travel across the mountain in a more unusual way," end quote, co-founder Sarah Dusick shared with Bloomberg. Additional experience possibilities range from a day trip to track Samango monkeys to mountain biking in the area. That sounds like a pretty cool place, got to be honest. Regent Bali Kanggu in Indonesia, it also, wow. Like just, wow, look at that entrance, that area. That's incredible. This opened in January 2025. Kangoo, I don't know, Kangoo or Kangoo. I'm going with Kangoo. Kangoo sounds like it's supposed to be a kangaroo, and I don't like that. Kangoo has become one of the most popular parts of Bali, with luxury resorts like the Regent starting to take hold. Regent Bali Kangoo boasts 150 suites and villas that start at 818 square feet. All of the rooms come decked out with teak bathtubs and rain showers. For the ultimate luxury, consider booking the 2-bedroom oceanfront penthouse complete with a private infinity pool. Yes, please, I'll have some of that. The hotel's design heavily leans on Balinese heritage and Indonesian artwork. 6 swimming pools dot the property with the first Regent Spa slated to debut at the resort later in the year. 2 signature restaurants have already opened their doors, with the third on the way. Families traveling with children should also keep an eye out for the kids club scheduled in the works. That place looks awesome. Nakajui, a Ritz-Carlton Reserve in Liberia, Costa Rica. It opened in February 2025, and that view is simply amazing. Like, are you kidding me? That is amazing. The Ritz-Carlton already enjoys a reputation as a luxury hotel group, but the Ritz-Carlton Reserve properties take it up a notch. These accommodations offer a more intimate feeling in remote locations, complete with unspoiled nature. Only 8 Ritz-Carlton Reserves exist in the world. The latest, Nakajui, joined the lineup in February 2025. Located in Costa Rica on the peninsula Papagayo, it's the brand's first property in Central and South America. The Palmares preserve a 250-acre sanctuary composed of 3 distinct ecosystems surrounds the resort. The Ritz-Carlton constructed the resort using locally sourced material with sustainability in mind. It has 107 ocean-facing rooms and suites, along with 3 luxury treetop tents. What? A luxury treetop tent? Yes, please. I want to stay there. And a few exclusive multi-bedroom villas. Travelers looking for a reset should consider Nakajui. Yeah, I don't know. Nakajui, as it has an expansive wellness spa with a hydrotherapy pool and signature treatments that incorporate local ingredients. You'll also find half a dozen dining options on property, including Puna from famed Peruvian chef Diego Munoz and the suspended treetop bar Ambar or Ambar. I'm still going with Ambar, but that's because I'm a Midwesterner and it's like Plaza instead of Plaza. But dude, that place sounds awesome. Like way awesome. All right, moving on. Jumeirah Marsa Al Arab or El Arab. Jumeirah Marsa Al Arab in Dubai, the United Arab Emirates, the UAE. This opened this month, March 2025. Dubai's new, and look, I mean, that place looks phenomenal. And Dubai is just an incredible place with a ton of wealth and some of the highest luxury places you will ever see. Dubai's newest luxury resort, Jumeirah Marsa Al Arab, stands out even in a city known for its high-end hotels. The beachfront property sits next to the group's other iconic hotel, Jumeirah Burj Al Arab. Architect Shauna Killa designed Jumeirah Marsa Al Arab. They're going to get me to say this as many times as possible, and I will keep trying. In a curved shaped reminiscent of a super yacht, we designed it to have an emotional impact, a true sense of arrival that makes people feel something the moment they arrive, end quote, Killa explained to Forbes. Only 16 stories high with 387 rooms, it doesn't compare in height to the Burj Al Arab. However, it makes up for this in other ways. As expected from Jumeirah, Marsa Al Arab goes big in a lot of aspects. Travelers have 11 restaurants and 4 bars to choose from within the hotel, ranging from Greek food to Japanese and French. The wellness area spans 3 stories, including a female-only floor and a 65-foot indoor pool. Wow. The hotel also comes with its own 82-berth marina that can accommodate super yachts. Naturally. The next one on our list, the Oberoi Vindhyavilas Wildlife Resort in Badhavgarh, India. Okay, I got news for you. I did a good job on that. I'm totally wrong in how you say it, but I did a good job on it. I don't care. India-based luxury hotel group Oberoi introduced a wildlife resort with air-conditioned glamping tents inspired by... Oh, wait a second. Well, that doesn't look like it. I mean, I guess it's kind of a tent. It's pretty damn nice. I don't know if it's a tent, but it's pretty damn nice. They introduced a wildlife resort with air-conditioned glamping tents inspired by royal caravans of a bygone era or of bygone days in mid-March. The tents at Vindhyavilas come complete with a canopied king-size bed, plush armchairs, and a clawfoot bathtub. Some of the tents also offer a private pool. The Oberoi Vindhyavilas Wildlife Resort's location make it even more special as it sits in Ranthambore National Park, a wildlife sanctuary known for its tiger conservation program. The lodge offers jingle drives. Oh, jingle drives. I mean, really? Come on, dude. Read the damn page. The lodge offers jungle drives, and most guests report sightings of Bengal tigers. In addition to the big cats, the park serves as the home of Ranthambore Fort, a UNESCO World Heritage Site that the Oberoi can arrange excursions to. The resort also offers plenty of romantic add-ons, including a private candlelit dinner by the lake or a picnic in a secluded garden. Very nice. Under Canvas, Yosemite, Groveland, California. In the United States. This opens in May, and this looks like a giant treehouse tent, and I'm here for it. Under Canvas has become one of the top luxury glamping brands in the United States, which may make it surprising that the company has waited so long to open its first California outpost. Under Canvas Yosemite will welcome guests this spring. The glamping camp will be located in an 80-acre mountainside property near Groveland, the charming gateway to Yosemite National Park. The camp will offer easy access to the national park thanks to the public transit bus stop right out front and its location only 10 minutes from Yosemite's west entrance. The tents at the new Under Canvas will have all the amenities the brand is known for, such as comfortable king-size beds, an ensuite bathroom, and a private deck. The camp will feature indoor and outdoor dining with California wines and beers, daily yoga and activities for kids, and all about the outdoors. The brand's adventure concierge will be on hand to help book different experiences ranging from rock climbing to whitewater rafting. Dude, that place sounds awesome. I want to go. And not only do I want to go to this one, but I like this whole concept. I want to go to the other Under Canvas. I'm going to have to make a note on that. I got to find out more about Under Canvas properties. I'm just going to write that down right now. Under Canvas properties. Yeah, I definitely need to know more about this place. This place sounds cool. All right. One Hotel, Melbourne, Australia. This is also opening in May 2025. Luxury and sustainability-minded hotel chain One Hotels will open its first property in Australia with One Hotel Melbourne. The hotel will be situated on the Yarra River and constructed using recycled and reclaimed materials, including timber from old wharfs and rail bridges. The property will incorporate biophilic design that places nature at the forefront with over 2,000 live plants spread around the building. The hotel will have 277 pet-friendly guest rooms equipped with rain showers, as well as 114 hotel-branded residences. Travelers can head to several dining options on the property, including a ground floor bar with riverfront views. You'll also find an indoor pool and a fitness center offering group classes and one-on-one training sessions. On the wellness side, guests can book services at the holistically focused Bamford Wellness Spa and enjoy direct access to an expansive public park. Sounds pretty excellent. The Waldorf Astoria, New York, in the United States, opening spring 2025. I'm pretty sure the Waldorf Astoria is already open, but I think like the remodel, or maybe it's being reopened. Yeah, reopened. Here we go. The Waldorf Astoria, New York, will reopen in spring 2025 following a major renovation. Given that the iconic location has not welcomed guests since 2017, I had no idea. That's crazy. This re-debut almost makes it feel like a new property. The story of the Waldorf Astoria, New York, started all the way back in 1893. A secret train track underneath the historic hotel even used to transport VIP guests. The hotel has received a complete renovation, including the 375 guest rooms and suites, all boasting a deep soaking tub, marble vanity, and calming neutral colors. Quote, in addition to the breathtaking design and restoration of many of the beloved historical elements and details that made the original property so special, guests can look forward to some of the most spacious rooms in New York City. End quote. Managing director for Waldorf Astoria, Luigi Romaniello, something like that, told Forbes. Sorry, Luigi. I got your first name right. The reimagined lobby will bring back the eye-catching 1893 World's Fair clock. That's freaking awesome. Meanwhile, the dining options will include Lexyard by James Beard. Award-winning chef Michael Anthony. Whew, that was a mouthful. As well as a Japanese restaurant and a bar. Guests also have a spa and a state-of-the-art fitness center that they can look forward to. All right, next is Faena, New York, United States, opening late spring 2025. As you can see from this Instagram post, getting phone calls. People don't know I'm on my show. If they subscribed, they would know the show was on. Faena, New York, opening late spring 2025. Quote, New York City has historically been the center of innovation, creativity, and pushing boundaries. Faena will embrace and amplify that spirit, offering a touch of magic that honors and contributes to the vibrant legacy of New York. End quote. So, urban luxury hotel group Faena has built a reputation for its glamorous blend of art and culture to create not just a hotel, but a vibrant district. Faena Miami Beach has been consistently named as the top hotel in Miami, and Faena will bring that same vision to New York City in spring 2025. Faena New York will open in the One High Line's East Tower. Like the brand's other hotels, Faena New York will feature one-of-a-kind artwork from international creators, designed by the Bajarki Ingalls Group. Bajarki. That's what I'm going with. Bajarki. Designed by the Bajarki Ingalls Group, it will have 120 guest rooms and suites. The hotel spa, Tierra Santa Healing House, will be an expansive wellness space at 17,000 square feet. The hotel restaurant will be one of New York's most anticipated restaurant openings, as well as it will feature famed Argentinian chef Francis Malman at the helm. There's also the Four Seasons Resort at Mykonos, Greece. This is one of my brother's favorite places in the Mediterranean, Mykonos. He always brags about it. That was my brother who just called a minute ago. I'll be calling him back. Four Seasons will open a new resort in Mykonos this summer that might just inspire a fresh White Lotus season set in Greece. Four Seasons Resort Mykonos will perch above Kalovati Bay and boast the whitewashed look typical of the Greek islands. Even better, the hotel's 94 rooms will all provide a view of the turquoise Aegean Sea. Amenities will include an infinity pool, also with a water view, a spa, and fitness facilities. Four Seasons Resort Mykonos will offer a few distinct dining options, including an alfresco Italian restaurant next to the pool and a modern Caffeinio Greek cafe. A Caffeinio. That must Cathenio must mean Greek cafe. That's the way it's written. So anyway, guests will have the option to access the resort via ferry or a short flight from the other Four Seasons locations in Greece. Astir Palace Hotel, Athens, making it fairly easy to arrange a full Four Seasons Greek vacation. One and only Moonlight Basin, Big Sky, Montana, in the United States. This is opening summer of 2025. Known for its collection of ultra luxury resorts, One and Only will soon open its first resort in the United States. Not only that, but One and Only Moonlight Basin in Big Sky, Montana, will also be the brand's first ski resort. The Montana property, designed by architect Olson Kundig, will have quite the stunning array of sites with 360-degree views of Lone Peak and Spanish Peaks. One of the things that we've really stressed at Moonlight overall in our planning is we want to see ridge tops and not rooftops, end quote. Kevin Germain, vice president of Moonlight Basin, shared with Explore Big Sky. Moonlight Basin will feature 73 guest rooms and suites spread over 6 buildings, along with 19 cabins and some private homes. Guests can visit 6 different on-property dining options, including a Japanese steakhouse and a terrace bar. Of course, no ultra-luxury ski resort lacks a ski-in, ski-out option, so One and Only will have its own ski lodge with a gondola that will bring resorts to Big Sky's Madison base. Skiing aside, there are plenty of summer adventures to take on in the area, from horseback riding to fly fishing. That looks like a pretty cool place. If you really like the mountains, that might be the place for you. I might need to reach out to my friend Tammy, who is looking for maybe some mountains this Christmas. That would be a good place for him. All right. The Mandarin Oriental Vienna in Austria, opening summer of 2025. This summer, Vienna's city center will welcome the latest Mandarin Oriental hotel this summer. Thanks to its central location, it will serve as a great base for exploring Vienna and its famous coffee culture, the Vienna Opera House, and more. The project is a renovation of a historic building previously used for a commercial law court in the District 1 neighborhood. The Mandarin Oriental Vienna will consist of 163 rooms, suites, and residences, with interiors by the award-winning studio Goddard Littlefair. The design pays homage to Vienna's modernist era while welcoming soft hues. Amenities will include a large indoor pool, fitness center, and the exclusive Mandarin Oriental Spa with 8 treatment rooms. 2 restaurants, a coffee lounge, and a bar will keep guests fueled throughout the day. While the details of the dining options remain under wraps, the luxury hotel brand has earned a reputation for its excellent culinary offerings. The Ardbeg House in Islay, Scotland. Whiskey lovers, especially Scotch lovers, should keep an eye out for the opening of Ardbeg House. This is opening in fall of this year, which will take the place of the old Islay Hotel in the fishing village of Port Ellen, Scotland. The Glenmorangie Company, I don't know, you got me, man, Scottish, which operates the Ardbeg Distillery, located just a few miles away, owns the new offering. The renovation will keep the Islay Hotel's main structure while refreshing the interior with a whimsical design. Each of the hotel's 12 rooms will feature unique decorations with themes related to Islay or whiskey. A stay at Ardbeg House will also include complimentary tours or tastings at Ardbeg Distillery, plus free breakfast. After all, most guests come to Islay for the Scotch distilleries. For true whiskey lovers, though, the main draw of a stay may be the exclusive whiskey bottlings available only to hotel guests to try. Bookings have opened for stays starting in fall 2025. We have another one, this one back in America. The Cooper, Charleston, South Carolina. It opens in the fall of 2025. That is a real chic looking building. I dig it. Named after the river it will overlook, the Cooper will be the first downtown waterfront hotel in the charming city of Charleston, South Carolina. Thanks to its location next to the waterfront park, it will provide easy walking access to the city's center restaurants, making the future luxury hotel a great base for travelers to explore Charleston. We're combining this resort feel within a city. Lucas Grace, managing director of the Cooper, highlighted. Your surrounding Quote, you're surrounded by this lush landscaping, looking out over the Charleston Harbor, and within 5 minutes, you could leave the hotel, walk to some of the great dining Charleston has, or some of the great shopping on King Street, and that's not something that happens anywhere else. End quote. Construction started in 2019 to convert an office building to the upcoming hotel. The Cooper will offer 191 rooms in the six-story building and 4 different dining options, including a seafood restaurant and a rooftop bar, which will sit next to the hotel's infinity pool. It will also have its own private marina and offer cruising boats for guests, a yacht for dinner cruises, and a water taxi to Daniel Island. Additionally, a 7,000 square foot wellness spa will welcome guests who want to relax and refresh. That sounds like an awesome place. South Carolina is a very cool place to visit. Origins Astral Lodge in Costa Rica, opening in November 2025. I'm sure this is going to be spectacular. The Origins brand launched in 2018 with the debut of its sustainable luxury lodge in Costa Rica. It plans to open its second property, Astral Lodge, in Bihagua, behind the close of 2025. In addition to rebranding its original offering as Origins Floral Lodge, unlike its floral counterpart, Astral will have 2 to 4 bedroom lodges ideal for families and group travelers. Local architect Mario Aviles and design firm Gensler created Origin Astral Lodge's unique design in collaboration with the indigenous Maleku tribe. True to the name, Astral will feature a celestial theme from the rings of Jupiter that will adorn guest room ceilings to large rocks meant to look like meteorites. The lodge will also offer stargazing and astrology talks. Quote, there are very interesting topics that bring back the ancient indigenous groups with their deep knowledge about the cosmos, end quote. Claudia Silva, general manager of Origins Luxury Lodge, highlighted per Travel Age West. Astral plans to further drive home its family-friendly nature by providing access to a complimentary kids club for children 4 to 14. The list continues. Lake Como Edition, Italy 2025. I know we're a little bit over, but this is the last one. So Lake Como Edition, Italy 2025. Edition hotels tend to offer contemporary luxury combined with a specialized flair tailored to each individual location. The Edition brand currently operates 19 locations around the world and will soon expand with a new hotel on Italy's famed Lake Como. The property will be a renovation of a 19th century building on the western shore of the lake, bringing modern services while honoring the site's history and heritage. All of the 145 rooms and suites at Lake Como Edition will boast a lake view, and the amenities will include a spa and a floating pool. Details on the dining options have yet to surface, but the hotel will have multiple restaurants and bars when it opens. Edition's latest addition may just become one of the best places to stay on Lake Como. There you have it, guys. The 2025 most anticipated hotel offerings and openings across the globe. Like I said, I know I'm running a little late. Sorry for that. But hey, we had a lot to go over, and it is all wrapped up. Thank you for joining me on Livin Life and Style's Daily Travel Update. I'm Eric Tiemann. This show and episode and program is brought to you by Livin Life and Style Travel. They can help you with all of your travel needs, from personal leisure vacation travel to group travel to business travel, whatever you might need. You can reach them at 816-744-1405. That's 816-744-1405. You can also find them on the web at www.livinlifeandstyle.com. That is spelled LIVINLIFENSTYLE.com. All right, guys, I got to get out of here because I'm already late. And I hope you have a great day. We will see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. right here on the Livin Life and Style YouTube channel. Be good, people.